and welcome back to War on the Pacific Admirals Edition. We're here with another go turn resolution here for May 13, 1943, and see how our subs fare. Okay, so we might sink this ship, but anyway, yep. And now we find another one. Looks like maybe two ships were in this hex, and we sank the second one as well. Unescorted, so we were able to hit it from the surface. We could have had a third one here. All right. So, yeah. See what happens today. And then for the video that I'll be putting up, it'll be the 13th to the 14th. But we'll see if there's enough activity today to look at the information between today and the 14th. Okay. The first one, okay. Man. All right. So, man, we could add 5, but that would, maybe that's too high of odds. Too crazy. All right. Yeah, that reminds me. It's about time for us to do a cap trap, isn't it? All right. He's not, capping this time. Let's see the damage. Oh, not bad. Let's see. Thunderstorms, that helps. Thanks to the weather. I wonder if he brought anti-aircraft guns into this with him. I should have checked when we attacked him. It should have told us what he had. Now this division may have some anti-aircraft assets, so he's got several things in this hex, which we're hitting the division primarily, and then some of these other assets. Okay, not really much damage, but wow, this was pretty significant. But hopefully we're causing fatigue and disruption, so if he attacks us again, it might be a lot weaker. We're hammering the division though. Well, here's the SNLF regiment, or it doesn't specify, but what size, but 54th is hit every time we bomb. So that thing should be pretty trashed as far as maybe morale as well, but fighting spirit, until we can get some more ground assets in here to hold the fort. Okay. Yeah. Um, Man, I just don't have. I keep thinking while I see these bombs dropping on my Chinese troops, I keep thinking about um, how many anti-aircraft units I can peel away from Burma. Maybe all, I mean, maybe significant portions, because he's withdrawn his air force from that theater. In fact, he wasn't really bombing our troops lately. I mean, the last few missions were night missions on our ground units. So, well, it looks like nothing really to talk about. The land action. So he is doing another deliberate attack. I was gonna say the land action isn't gonna be enough to talk about, but let's see if he kicks us out of here. All right. So because of disruption, and it's exactly why I was bombing him, we got 1-3. Uh, and I do have troops right here at Tongyi. I've got troops coming. I have the new Indian division I just got off map is coming, is going to rail here and march as quickly as possible to this area. Sorry, this area. Um, I don't have a lot down. I don't have enough, I feel like, to draw from this area up to here, but we'll see. So how did we do? Okay. Um, not great. I wish we'd have caused more damage because as I scroll down, I'm gonna see we're gonna lose more than he did. Well, okay. It's roughly even. But I don't blame him for attacking. He had pretty much trashed us, so he could easily probably kick us out next day. We'll see. If he does, it'll be pretty devastating. Um, and we'll figure it out at that time. In the meantime, I'll keep bombing him. We'll wear him out with air power. All right, so let's see what we get for reinforcements, if anything, and then we'll kick it over to the 14th. Some bombers, fighters. Okay, wow, not bad. And we're back, 14th of May, 1943. See what trouble we get into this time. We could have sank another patrol boat. Okay. We had reconned this base here, Kandari, and he had a lot of air units here, so we're bombing the base. Damaging aircraft, but nothing significant. We'll have to that's frustrating because he has a lot of bombers there. That could be devastating if he has, if they're torpedo bombers, say, could lose a lot of troops invading Dili. I'd rather have the other torpedo work. That's frustrating. So we sent the Sutlej out because I don't know how to pronounce that, but we sent it out because we knew a sub was lurking, and right between Calcutta and Akyab. So we'll see if we can do some damage to this thing. Um, hmm. I like watching these animations to see if I have any strong direct hits, but that was kind of a waste of time because we didn't even um, we didn't cause any damage. Well, the sweeps worked. Um, all right, well. By the time our anti-aircraft gets up there to Sion, might be late. Oh, okay. He does no damage. In fact, whoa, 1,000 feet. Flying in low, we destroy one. He's gonna want to leave Chiang Mai. I'll have to double check where he flew from. I wasn't paying attention to the line. But he could have flown from Bangkok as well, those Sallies. I'm trying to build up Prom as a base that I can bomb all those things. Um, Bangkok, whatever else. Alright. Doing some significant damage here. The B-17Fs cannot reach Kandari, so we're just bombing Ambon here. Yeah, it's very important, to me anyway, to slow this division down right here. Because I need to get guys either at least here blocking this crossroad, and preferably more than one brigade. Of course, if this guy gets punted back, he'll run back and group up here, keep him from pushing up into like these areas up here. But I would love to defend forward, maybe here behind the river or even where I'm at. Um, And also, I plan to pair drop some guys behind his lines to block him. But you know what? One thing I haven't tested before is paradropping in a non-base hex. Those of you who know better probably are thinking that I'm not going to be able to do it anyway, but it's a hope of mine to be able to paradrop behind his troops there in um, southeast Burma. Well, I'm just going to say East Burma. Okay, so he's bombarding us at Wuchang. He's taking a break, it looks like, in Burma, unless the order has been switched around here. Okay. He's still bombarding us up here. He's okay. He's switching to bombardment tactics. Look at this poor unit is just so depleted. 77. The best we can do is just keep bombing him. Keep make him so d okay, see, this tank regiment just arrived, which he'll probably go in for another attack. I'm gonna pair drop today now. And we'll just bomb again. All out bombing. Sure, he'll probably cap it, but I might even send extra fighters for good measure. But we'll see. We'll take a look. Okay, getting some destroyers here just in time for the Essex. Wow, a lot of stuff. Oilers, subs, transports. Wow. Okay. Well, I haven't been paying attention to my future reinforcements, so I didn't think about all this stuff coming. Okay, I wanted to start here because while I was watching the reinforcements arrive, I thought of my ARD that had shown up a few days ago, and I thought, hey, I need to mention it. Now, those of you who are old hats to the game, um, you'll already know what I'm referencing as far as when. Anyway, a while ago I saw a reinforcement that stood out to me, but I had no idea what it was. Well, it was this huge repair ship thing, and it's massive itself, but it also has the ship lift capacity of 55,000 tons, which means basically you can repair battleships. And we're heading this guy to the Central Pacific, essentially. Well, we're on our way to Pearl Harbor, and from there, I'm gonna try to think about where I want to go. Um, but we'll start by heading to Pearl. Maybe I don't know, Tarawa or um, Tabataea, somewhere that is strategic, can allow me to repair damaged ships that don't have to go all the way back to Pearl or all the way to Sydney or wherever. But anyway, so this is on the table now. We're definitely looking forward to this thing. However, it's extremely slow. It moves basically 2 hexes a day. So it's going to take a month just to get to Pearl. And if we want to move it past there, well, it's going to take a long time. Wherever we send this thing is going to take forever to get there. But yeah, the durability is 62. I don't even want to mess with what happens if this thing gets hit, say, by a torpedo. We'll just have to guard it with our lives. But anyway, um, that's that. Okay. So I think that was the main thing I wanted to talk about as we look at what happened last turn with this ops report. Okay, all right. So we do have an accident, B-17F. Okay. They're at Darwin. Crash. Supplies. The I-2 did not sink. Oh well. See, these subs just, I can't sink them. Even when I think I sink them, I don't sink them. We lose a couple of units. That's fine. That was expected. Um, Sank a couple of Japanese ships. One of them here back in September of 42. All right, so let's just scroll to the bottom now. All right, we got a lot of destroyers, a destroyer escort. We got a new APD, that's nice, and another repair ship, and then several, well, 4 submarines. Try to get them into action ASAP. We got some oilers, attack transports. Look at all this landing ships. And then even an AVD. Okay. We just finally admitted that we lost the Bellatrix toward the end of 42, and we got a Chinese core, so that'll be nice. We can always use troops. Okay, let's take a look at losses. 3 to 6. Yeah, he lost a couple Sallys and a Babs. We lost a bunch of things that we always these expensive, hard to replace. What the transports and the heavies. That's always what we're losing. Which of course also gives them more points. We surely lost 1 killed and 2 wounded. The one we saw in the ops report, and then we sank a 1 pointer. But hey, that's less supplies he's carrying around the Philippine Islands. But if we do last month, I wanted to show you what happened last turn. We sank these 3 cargo ships worth a total of 11 points. And still haven't been notified of the cruiser sinkings, but I think it's going to be months before they admit that. We do know we sank them, but they're not going to admit it. Okay. We got a bunch. I wanted to show you this too. We got a bunch of stuff withdrawing in 17 days, and I can't disband them early. They just have to wait out the rest of their days here. And all right, that's that. What else we got? Ship availability. The Essex is coming in 4 days. Let's see what else is coming. That's the thing too. We just got a bunch of destroyers, and so we have to just wait for the Essex to show up, and then we'll escort it onto the Pacific map. And we get a couple of ships otherwise, just cargo and merchant marine and things. And we get an escort carrier in a week. And that's that. Okay. Might as well look at this too. Air reinforcements. We get a Catalina at Karachi. And then we just get some, obviously, the Essex flight complement Santee and Anzio. We also get a few other things like the, yeah. Anson's, Walrus, etc. You can see that here. All right. Ground reinforcement, I guess we can look at real quick and see that we've got more convoy coming with a bunch of assets to Cape Town, and then otherwise, oh wow. Okay, so we're withdrawing in 17 days, but we're also getting a bunch of stuff. Interesting. Okay. So it's almost like we're just swapping out. Not really. These are all Australian. So it's not really a one for one trade, but we are getting some stuff the same day we're um, losing some stuff. All right, moving on from there. Okay, we talked about this ship, and let's work our way to the Central Pacific. Okay, we are now moving. The 7th Division is loading up, and wow, that was quick. It loaded in one day, and it's already on the move. Fully loaded, ready to go. We've got our infantry division and a tank battalion heading to the Central Pacific. And when it gets here, I'm just gonna hit Quadraline. We're gonna bypass all this stuff. We can pick it up later. But if we have this and have some dive bombers parked here, yeah, he's not supplying any of this. He's probably not even supplying. Um, that's 9. Oof. I think our SBD 3s are 8, but I mean, be nice to take that too. Maybe we'll take both. But anyway, so that's in the works. This is in the works too. I'm gonna paradrop here shortly. Um, I'm just getting my stuff ready. I don't want to paradrop here. I actually need to recon it, but I don't want to paradrop here and have him annihilate what we drop here. So I'd like to paradrop and have a follow-up landing fairly quickly after that, and then march up the road. Because we'll have him pinned here and can annihilate whatever's parked here. And we could pick off Rabal and some of these others later. Um, all right. Now over here, as I was saying, see all that? He has a lot of fighters and bombers, and auxiliary for that matter. So he can be spotting all this stuff out here. So when we come to Dili, these bombers are going to go to town and just wipe us out. So that's why I'm hitting Kandari. I may take another day break. Well, the moonlight's going up, so maybe we'll keep it up. I'll have to take a look at the details. Let me think for a second. So I'm gonna cut back to the right, to the east real quick. Um, Lark, Gull, and Sparrow battalions are coming up here. I want to take these 3 hexes essentially, and basically we'll keep Weewak isolated and surrounded, so that when we invade here, we can wipe out all these troops as well. So as soon as I get to this hex here, I'm gonna send the invasion force because they're going to take a while to march up here and here. And by the time they get here and here, we'll have gotten in here and bombarded a few days, um, softened him up, and then we can assault him as soon as we get these 3 hexes covered. But yeah, and I can pair drop any of these 3 hexes as well. Speaking of, I'm gonna try something. So yeah, so this is concerning. I'm not gonna be able to pull the trigger on Dilly until I um do some more damage to that airfield. Okay, but looking up here, so I think let's try it. Okay. This is exactly why I brought this guy over here. Troop transport. Destination. Let's see if these guys will drop there. Okay, so I answered my question. I cannot paradrop um, uh, an empty hex. Well, good to know. I may have known that before, but because I don't remember things very well. Yeah. Um, so much for that idea. Well, for now I'm gonna stand down because I don't want to accidentally do anything crazy. Um, but I mean, I could recon and see if these bases are capturable, and it's a long range. But hey, if I could take something like this, cut off everything out of supply. So I need to find somebody that can recon that for me. Well, I mean, 7. That's not bad. So what do I got? Sorry, I'm taking a bunch of time here. Pegu. Um, let's use you. All right. So I don't know what'll happen if I do long range and pair drop here, but maybe it's okay to to go this far. Then I can always march up anyway. Um, maybe just drop like a small element of my whole brigade. I don't know. The whole thing is probably absurd to do. It's probably best to pair drop where you know you're gonna be successful. So I don't want to waste troops. So let's just do the scouting and we'll see what happens. And in fact, let's let's have everybody. You know what? I don't think my heavy's bombed either. I had set heavies. So we're going to look at those 3 bases there. That cluster. I had heavies specified designated to bomb Rangoon, and they didn't go. Oh well, I'm not going to stress about it. Okay, moving on. Yeah, you know what's going on here. Static, except for this small unit that is overwhelmed and in danger of being destroyed. Um, but we do have reinforcements coming, but they're just slow marching. Um, yeah, see this East African brigade is on its way. So worst case scenario, we can get here, maybe even here, and hold the front lines. Maybe I'll stop here. If this gets ejected, I'll stop here, and I'll have everybody group up, and we'll hold this crossroads. I can't pair drop like I wanted to behind the lines, so we'll see how it goes. All right. In the meantime, we are building this base up. In a few turns, several turns probably, it'll be level 9 and we can um, get even more bombers in. But in the meantime, I do have some ready to go. Probably I'll wait, drop the fatigue a bit more, get some more aircraft ready, and then flip these guys to bomb and go at these bases over here. All right. Yeah. I've got a dilemma on my hands. The more I push him back, the tougher he's going to be because his lines are shortened. his everything will be compressed. It'll be harder to knock him out. Kind of like in the red zone in football, it's American football specifically. It's harder to score the closer you get to the goal because the defenders are all compressed and the windows to get in the end zone are smaller. Same thing here as we push him around, he's stronger and stronger. So we're going to have to be that much stronger to really push him out. But anyway, that's why we're going to make use of our air superiority, air supremacy. Down here, we don't have it as far as like right over this base. And I am very nervous about bombing in the daytime because of his. That's a lot of fighters to get through. So I'm not sure we're going to be doing that. And the distance is too far for our P-38s, even the Gs. 16 is the max they can go. So, all right, we're just going to keep training. I just want to make the pilots stronger on defense, and that's what we're doing there. Okay. Well, I guess we can wrap it up by talking about China here. We're we're pinching this guy. He's some kind of recon unit. We should be here in 2 days. Both groups will be there in 2 days. This one will be out of supplies more or less, but we'll still do a shock attack, and then because why not? And then we'll just pull back and probably I'll bring this, I don't know. Maybe I'll split this core up into three and try to do some things like come down here and get behind the lines. I really want to just cause mayhem back here, right? That's my goal. Um, all this stuff that's up here, have it run out of supply. So this separate brigade, have it come down, as well as maybe one of the regiments from this corps. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, okay. I could have this brigade sit here and have this whole corps and split up and do the mayhem back here. Maybe I'll do that. All right. Well, I've been rambling on long enough. Let's make it happen. Okay, well, yeah, I don't see anything else specifically that I want to chat about, but you will start seeing some of these brown units coming on the into China here because we're starting to get these elements up here. But I really need or want more. I want more stuff here. I am tight though because I've got to keep stuff up here as well. Hey, we shot down aircraft with these AA machine guns. Cool. All right. Thanks for joining me. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you next time for May 15. Take care, everyone. Bye.